Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Charles with Black and Blue TV. Do me a favor, please like, share, and subscribe to the content, as I'll be coming out with more playoff videos, especially this weekend, and also the matchups for the AFC and NFC Championship. But today, I actually want to get into the AFC, and this game is on the docket tomorrow at 3 p.m., and this will be the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, these two teams played before in the regular season. I think the date was November 13th. And the Chiefs, they actually won 27-17. Now, Patrick Mahomes, of course, is doing Patrick Mahomes things, dropped 4 tubs and a pick. But Trevor Lawrence had a serviceable day. He threw for about 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. The leading receiver for the Jaguars was Christian Kirk with 9 receptions, 105 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But in order for them to win this game against the Chiefs, he's going to need more support from his receivers, especially Zay Jones and Marvin Jones. Now, Marvin Jones only had 1 catch. Even that 1 catch was for 33 yards. Got to see more production out of him. I think they need to target him a little bit more as well to take some of the pressure off of Christian Kirk. Now, let's go to the running game of the Jaguars. Travis Etienne is a very elusive back out of Clemson. Very dual threat back. He can receive out of the backfield, but also he can run in between the tackles. Against the Jaguars, he only had 11 carries for 45 yards. And on the receiving end, he only had 3 catches for 28 yards. Now, I think that in order for the Jaguars to win this game, Travis Etienne has to touch the ball at least 20 to 25 times. Not use him as a workhorse back, but use him in multiple variations, multiple formations, and get him in open space. The thing about Travis Etienne is that he has very deceptive speed. So when he hits the hole, it doesn't look like he's running that fast, but when he gets into the secondary, he does have a lot of big game and breakaway speed. Now, defensively for Jacksonville, it's going to be a toss-up simply because, their corners have been playing okay, but overall I don't think that defense is enough for the Kansas City offense. And what I mean by that is they're going to have to get after Patrick Mahomes. They have an inability to do that. They could have done that last game, Even though Patrick Mahomes did throw 4 touchdowns, the Chiefs' offense did look a little stagnant, but Jacksonville is better than advertised, simply because they do come out the AFC South, which is probably the weakest division of football, second to the NFC South. But, for Jacksonville, they were able to string together a few wins. And on top of that, they just won their wild card game against the Chargers, overcoming 4 turnovers. This team has a high-powered offense. It's a very young team, and I think the future is bright for them. But not in this case tomorrow. I think they're going to lose 31-17 to the Chiefs. Looking at that Chiefs offense is very dynamic. They do have a solid run game run by committee, with the 3-headed monster of Pacheco. Pacheco is pretty much their bell cow. He plays the role of Edwards-Helaire. But what I like about Pacheco is that he's good in the screen game, but also too he runs in between the tackles well. He can get the hard, tough yards. And he's been doing that for the majority of the season for the Chiefs. Now, in order for the Chiefs to win, they just have to play their game. Run the ball, get the ball to their targets such as Kelsey, Valdez-Scantling, Kadarius Toney, and so forth. I think the Chiefs, what they're going to do is they're going to run heavy in the beginning and going to wear that Jaguars defense down. And then that's going to open up the pass downfield, for Kelsey, for Kadarius Toney, for Valdez-Scantling, and so forth. The Chiefs are the #1 seed for a reason. They've been one of the most balanced teams in the NFL all season. Patrick Mahomes has played the best football. Even without Tyreek Hill, he can still throw for 5,000 yards. That really says something about the offense. And honestly, we have to give kudos to Andy Reid because this is the same type of culture that he had in Philadelphia. Now, even though Philly did come up short in, Super Bowls and NFC championships, when you look at the division titles, Andy Reid had a long history of division championships. So I give it credit to him because he was able to transfer that culture into KC, and KC has been nothing but success ever since he's came there. Now, the Chiefs, I think they can run the table, but depending on who they play next week, if they were to win tomorrow, I think would speak volumes. If they were to play the Bills, I think they would have a tougher chance than the Bengals. And the reason being is because the Bills are a little bit more dynamic and they can match up well against their receivers defensively. As opposed to the Bengals, their defense is solid, but They don't usually make timely plays like they did last week against the Ravens. Now, of course, people can say, oh, the Ravens didn't have Lamar Jackson. It doesn't matter. It's still playoff football. Last time I checked, the Ravens had a decent defense, and they just got a major signing in Roquan Smith, who I advocated for in previous videos during the preseason that the Cowboys should have got. Now, Roquan Smith is going to sign a multi-year deal with the Ravens, and good for him. He needs a home that is competitive. But I think next year with Lamar Jackson, they'll be able to do that. But unfortunately, they were first out to the Bengals, and the Bengals still had a great year. I think that the Bengals will be a team to be reckoned with for years to come. I just think that Sunday it's not going to happen. I think it's going to be the Bills in the AFC Championship with either the Chiefs or the Jaguars. Well, most likely the Chiefs, and I think that's going to be one of the best games next Sunday. But honestly, I think that the Chiefs are going to roll in this one. I don't think it's going to be practice like people say. I still think the game is going to be highly competitive. And also, too, you have to think about it. Trevor Lawrence just threw 4 interceptions last week, and he came back from 31 points. Let's say he doesn't throw 4 interceptions this game, and he's able to move the ball down the field. Now, I think the game will be more competitive, but I still think the Chiefs have a better chance of winning because of Patrick Mahomes and also that defense. One more person I'd like to talk about is Chris Jones. He actually had a pretty good season. Chris Jones was pretty much unblockable this year. He's a one-man wrecking crew in the sack department. And last game against the Jaguars they played, he had a few tackles but 1.5 sacks. I think they're going to have to try to double-team Chris Jones. If they're not able to do that, he's just going to have a field day. Considering the fact that Jaguars offensive line is mid at best, I think that, if they're not able to stop Chris Jones, Trevor Lawrence is going to have a long day. So I got the Chiefs rolling 31-17. Do me a favor, please like, share, and subscribe to the content. I'm going to be coming out with more playoff videos, and you guys have a great day.